WiseGuyBets here with some DFS picks for Monday, 8/30, 2021. We're looking at Major League Baseball. We're looking at the DraftKings main slate. There's 9 games on the slate. Again, the picks I give are for GPP, which is guaranteed prize pool, which is tournaments. And you can also use them in the tiers game format. So let's get right into it to look at the pitcher position. At pitcher, I'm looking at German Marzuez for Colorado. His projection on night is 17.5 fantasy points. He's pitching around 5.8 innings per game. He's averaging 17 fantasy points over 26 games. His last 3 have been 2-17, -2. His last 5 against Texas has been 0-0, 20, 25. He's facing one of the worst hitting teams in the league. I like him in this position tonight against Texas just because Texas is coming off a huge game last night where I think they scored 13 runs. I don't expect them to replicate that. Actually, I expect a down night after a huge night like that. So Mr. Marquez for Colorado, somebody I want to get into my lineup tonight at the pitcher position. Let's look at the catcher position. At catcher, I'm looking at Aaron Nola for San Diego. His projection on night is 7.2. He's batting .268. He's getting around 2.9 at bats per game. He's averaging 5 fantasy points over 42 games. His last 3 has been 0-5-10. Going against Arizona, he's 0 for 3 against the pitcher he's facing, but according to Draft Dashboard, he does have a 39% advantage against this pitcher. His last 5 against Arizona has been 10-7, 5-6-0. Again, this position is a little thin tonight, and I'm going with Mr. Nola for his price of $3,100, and in a game where I think he can reach the 7.2 projection fantasy points for tonight. First base, let's go to first base. At first base, I'm looking at Jared Walsh, LA Angels against the New York Yankees. His projection on night is 10.7. He has 24 homers on the season. He's batting .265. He's getting around 3.7 at bats per game. He's averaging 8 fantasy points over 114 games. His last 3 has been 0, 0, and 30. He's 4,300 on DraftKings. Draft Dashboard says he has a 34% advantage against the pitcher he's facing. His last 5 against the Yankees have been 3, 10, 2, 34, and 3. His last 5 overall has been 12, 18, 0, 0, and 30. So he's coming off a huge night of 30. I think he exceeds his 10.7 projection tonight. Pitching matchup is kind of in his favor. I like his salary, $4,300, and Jared Walsh is someone I want to get into my lineup tonight at the first base position. Let's look at the second base position. Second base, I'm looking at Mookie Betts for the Dodgers. His projection on the night is 9.4 fantasy points. He has 17 homers on the season. He's batting .271. He's getting around 3.8 at bats per game, but since he's been back, his last few games, he's gotten 4.22. His last 5 games, he's averaging 9 fantasy points over 91 games. His last 5 has been 3, 6, and 0. He's coming off 0. His salary is $5,200. Against his pitcher, he's 8 for 22, 4 singles, 3 doubles, and 1 home run. He's batting .364. I think he's one of the better picks tonight. Thing we got to watch and make sure he gets his at-bats. Seems like they've been pulling him early since he's been back from his injury. This is his second week back, so hopefully he'll get his normal playing time. His last 5 against Atlanta has been 5, 10, 9, 4, 3. If Mr. Best can get on base, he's going to cause havoc. He say he's fully healthy, so I'm going to go with Mookie Betts tonight at the second base position. Let's look at the third base position. At third base, I'm looking at Kyle Seager for Seattle against Houston. His projection on night is 7.8 fantasy points. He has 31 homers on the season. He's batting .216. He's getting around 3.8 at bats per game. He's averaging 8 fantasy points over 129 games. His last 3 games has been 2, 0, and 22. He's 4,000 on DraftKings. He's 2 for 4 against the pitcher he's facing. 1 double, 1 home run. very limited sample size. Draft Dashboard does say he has a 76% advantage against the pitcher he's facing tonight. His last 5 against Houston has been 16, 16, 14, 3, and 18. I like that. I like Mr. Seeger in his position tonight. I'm going to go with the numbers here, and the numbers say Mr. Seeger has the advantage. Again, he's 4,000 on DraftKings, and he's someone I'm trying to get into my lineup tonight at the third base position. Let's look at the shortstop position. At shortstop, I'm going with Bichette for Toronto against Baltimore. His projection on that is 8.9 fantasy points. He has 21 homers on the season. He's batting .286. He's getting 4 at-bats per game. He's averaging 9 fantasy points over 126 games. His last 3 games have been 7, 13, 22. He's 5,300 on DraftKings. His last 5 against Baltimore has been 2, 19, 3, 5, 26. I like him in this position. I like him against the pitcher he's facing. I like Mr. Bichette overall, especially during this time against Baltimore. So Bichette, someone I definitely want to try to get into my lineup tonight at the shortstop position. Let's look at the outfield position. In the outfield, I'm looking at Marte for Arizona against San Diego. His projection on night is 9.9 fantasy points. He's batting .346. He's getting around 3.7 at-bats per game. He's averaging 9 fantasy points over 62 games. His last 3 games has been 16, 3, and 5. He's 5,100 on DraftKings. He's 7 for 13 against the pitcher he's facing, batting .538 against the pitcher. 6 singles, 1 double. I like that. Matter of fact, that's one of the reasons I'm selecting him here. We're looking at an overrun total in the game of 9.5. That's what the books say. His last 5 against San Diego has been 0, 4, 14, 14, and 10. And one thing to note, San Diego's not getting batters out right now. So I think Mr. Marte could have a great night. I think he exceeds his 9.9 projection. So those are my picks for tonight. If my picks help you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you know when new videos are posted. Hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.